Now, from your community, local news that matters. This is NBC6 News Local Midday Update.
Good afternoon, and thank you for making us your local news source and tuning in to NBC6 News Local Midday Update. I'm Brad Cisak. In our top story, an early morning fire in West Shreveport has left 7 displaced. The Shreveport Fire Department responded to a call from residents on Silver Pine Street around 8 o'clock this morning. Officials say when they arrived, visible flames could be seen coming from the house. 22 units were able to contain the blaze in just under 30 minutes. 7 people were inside the house at the time of the fire, one of which had to be transported to a local hospital for smoke inhalation. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And continuing coverage, the search for a missing Carthage man is widening. 80-year-old Joe McMillan disappeared almost a week ago. Now the Panola County Sheriff is asking people for video footage to help find him. NBC6's Frank Jefferson shows us what the community is doing to bring Mr. McMillan home safely.
The thing that we want to make sure that we get out to the public is that, he can't move around well, and we just need to find him.
Relatives and friends formed teams hoping to find any sign of Joe McMillan. The Panola County Sheriff's Office is requesting footage from cameras on buildings along FM 1970, recorded between 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on May 21st. That's the day McMillan vanished after leaving his house to run errands. He was driving a blue single-cab 2004 GMC Sierra truck with the Texas license plate marked DMK 2975. He's 5'11", around 280 pounds, and last seen at Ted's Saw Shop. Panola County officials are working closely with McMillan's family to trace his movements.
What we ask the public at this time, and I know the family will back me up on this. Number one is they solicit your prayers, that you pray for the safe return of Mr. McMillan, that we're able to find him.
McMillan's family and friends went on an intense search, posting flyers like this, handing them out, and driving from place to place to spread the word and to make sure someone finds him. The family posted on the flyer a $5,000 reward for anyone who finds information that helps find him.
We waited a day, didn't hear anything. It's Saturday. We looked, reviewed footage as much as we can, and the biggest thing was, we just had to expedite it as much as we could. And if anyone knew something, money talks.
McMillan's truck was seen on video heading further south past Nacogdoches. Investigators haven't revealed if he was driving in it. The Texas Rangers are involved in this investigation too. McMillan's community will continue to look for him until they bring him home.
That was Frank Jefferson reporting. Well, turning now to the latest in the coronavirus pandemic. The latest numbers from the Louisiana Department of Health have been released. The total number of cases in the state now stands at over 38,000. Over 2,600 have died from the virus. Caddo Parish now has over 2,400 cases and 181 deaths. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards will hold a COVID-19 update today at 2:30. You can watch it live on our website, arclatexhomepage.com. Well, child care providers across Louisiana will soon receive supplies to ensure a safe reopening following the COVID-19 pandemic. The Louisiana Department of Education announced that nearly 1,700 child care providers will have the supplies they need to ensure the health and safety of staff and children as the state reopens. These providers offer services like Head Start, licensed child care centers, as well as in-home and family-based child care assistance programs. They will receive things like masks, sanitizer, and cleaning products. Well, Your Money Matters in Shreveport-Bossier has already seen several businesses permanently close their doors due to the ongoing pandemic, and now the area will see 3 more. The Sears hometown store on Mansfield Road is closing. So is the Piccadilly in Shreve City on Shreveport-Barksdale Highway. The Piccadilly in Mall St. Vincent, however, will remain open. Copeland's Cheesecake Bistro at the Louisiana Boardwalk will also be closing for good. Ball fields in Bossier City are reopening beginning today for practice. Bossier City Mayor Lo Walker says social distancing and other measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19 will be in place. A maximum capacity of 2 players and 1 coach per batting cage is allowed. Mayor Walker says competition games can begin on June 5th, but for now the playground area will remain closed. Also reopening is Texarkana's Holiday Springs Water Park. The summertime favorite for the Twin Cities opened its doors Sunday. For those concerned about safety, the park manager says social distance precautions are in place. Let's take a look at the latest coronavirus numbers from Texas. There are over 56,000 positive cases statewide and over 1,500 deaths. There have been nearly 950,000 total tests in the state. The East Texas Food Bank says they will be continuing emergency food box distributions this week. The giveaways will be tomorrow in Marshall and in Longview. Each household will be asked to give their name, address, and income, but there will be no ID or paperwork requirements. All families will be served regardless of age or income. You can pick up a box for someone else if a handwritten note from that person with their information is provided. Turning to Arkansas now, there have been over 6,100 total coronavirus cases in the state, 1,700 of which are currently active. 119 people have died from the virus in the state. Governor Asa Hutchinson will be giving a COVID-19 update at 1:30 this afternoon. You can watch that briefing as well live on our website, arklatex-homepage.com. The Arkansas Department of Health says they are seeing a new trend in the latest COVID-19 cases. As of Tuesday, the department says 10% of cases in the state have been in the Latino community. And out of the new cases reported this weekend, 42% were Latino.
Again, COVID-19 affects all of our communities, but a community that we're starting to see increasing number of cases is our Latino community. Now, part of this may be accessibility of testing. We have not had testing as easily available to everyone in the state. Now that we're testing in all of our, in 79 of our local health units, there's much greater accessibility. So that may be part of why we're seeing more cases in our Latino community.
Now, we want to make sure the Latino population in the Arklatex has the latest information on the coronavirus, and it's only on NBC6 that you'll find the latest local coronavirus updates in Spanish. Fernanda Hernandez will bring you this update completely in Spanish on our website every Tuesday and Thursday. You can find that on arklatex-homepage.com. The Arkansas Department of Health reports an increase in testing capabilities. Dr. Jennifer Dillaha is the medical director for immunizations and outbreak response for the ADH. She says the state has received 60,000 test kits from FEMA this month. Commercial labs, hospitals, and other health care providers have increased the capacity to run larger amounts of tests during this time, which Dillaha says is helping decrease a backlog and a delay in receiving results.
We know from the testing we've done in congregate living situations that the percent positive for people who are asymptomatic is higher than we anticipate.
Dillaha says if you've been exposed to COVID-19, you still need to quarantine for 14 days, even if you received a negative test result. Governor Hutchinson announcing Tuesday the state Secretary of Health, Dr. Nate Smith, will be leaving the department to join the CDC in Atlanta. NBC6's Haley Brooks has more.
They have identified a real talent that we have in Arkansas.
A familiar face within the Arkansas Department of Health, Dr. Nate Smith, is taking the next step in his career and leaving Arkansas in the rear view.
It made it very difficult to make this decision.
Dr. Smith is taking a position at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta. Dr. Smith says the decision comes after the CDC's deputy director announced his retirement in February.
I was encouraged by colleagues at the CDC to apply for the position.
Dr. Smith is board certified in internal medicine and infectious diseases. He's been the director and state health officer for ADH since 2013. Although Dr. Smith was encouraged to apply for the position with the CDC back in February, he stated his current post to ensure the safety of Arkansans through the pandemic and plans to finish the job out.
I've known about this for some time, but he has stayed at the helm to work through this crisis here with us.
And he will continue working through this crisis in the natural state until August 28th of this year.
Working for the governor has been one of the highlights of my career.
And that was Haley Brooks reporting. Dr. Jose Romero has been named the interim Secretary of Health. Arkansas's health department says there has not been an increase in cases from businesses reopening, but as the state moves forward, it's going to come down to individuals making good decisions to stop the spread.
But there are more than a few that put their own comfort and convenience above the health of others, and that is not helpful.
Someone told me the other day, you know, why are we worried about a disease where 99% of people recover? Well, 99% may recover, but that leaves 1% who don't. And an example of that was one of our recent deaths, is a woman who was infected at a Mother's Day gathering. And that's tragic. That's not what anyone wanted when they gathered for that.
Now, Tuesday was the first day standalone bars could open across Arkansas, but not every bar will be serving right away. One bar owner says his staff has been preparing to reopen for the past 2 months. The business has been cleaned, sanitized, and power washed. He's been monitoring the number of cases and listening to the governor's press briefings every day, which led him to wait a few days before starting to let people in.
They're going to kind of wait and see and just kind of see how the community reacts. But the benefit of living in Fayetteville is that we've got a really good community. So I think things will be fairly calm and pretty easy in the transition.
Giddings says he will welcome back guests on Friday. And just a reminder to viewers that the Keep Calm Through COVID hotline is still providing counseling service for those who may be feeling overwhelmed. Mental health and substance abuse counselors are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This service is available to the public at no charge. The number to call is 1-866-310-7977. Well, stay with us. Josh has a full check of the weather and the upcoming storms coming up next. And there are many ways COVID-19 can spread, but are mosquitoes one of those? We'll tell you next. Plus, it's Wellness Wednesday, and we're helping your teen gain structure for their future. It's coming up later on the show.
And now, your weather authority, Josh Marcis, certified the most accurate forecast in the Arklatex.
Well, welcome back. So far today, we've had a pretty nice morning across most of the region. We did have temperatures in the low 60s. That led to some of the fog this morning. And the nice mornings will be sticking around for the rest of the week and into the weekend, but we'll have to watch the afternoons for some scattered storm chances today. Into the 80s in Shreveport, likely will stay in the 70s in Texarkana. As we'll see a little more rain across the northern Arklatex this afternoon. And if you missed the rain today, there is a chance you will see it tonight and tomorrow. So a chance of some scattered thunderstorms tonight, and especially especially for your Thursday. So overall weather pattern for us, as you can see quite clearly here on satellite and radar, we have this big upper low that's spinning overhead. That's what's brought us the rain throughout the week. It is going to continue to trigger a few more showers and storms today and tomorrow. As far as any severe weather threat today, we are not under the outlook for severe storms from the Storm Prediction Center, but as we've seen through the week, any scattered thunderstorms we've seen pop up have had some pretty high winds, so we'll be on the lookout for that. FutureCast does show the chance of rain will be highest, generally up towards the I-30 corridor today. Shreveport over towards Marshall, Jefferson, Minden. We could see some rain as far south as I-20, but more likely we'll see that rain develop further to the south tomorrow. For your Thursday, this will actually be the last push of rain that we see as we'll start to dry things out as we move through the day Friday, but you can see some scattered storms out there, not only in the morning, but as we start to warm things up in the atmosphere through the afternoon, we'll be in an environment that's pretty favorable to see some scattered showers and storms through the afternoon as well, and you can see those popping up tomorrow afternoon. I actually think the coverage of storms will be a little bit higher than what's being shown here, and as far as the severe weather threat tomorrow, we will have to watch that because south of I-20 or I-20 and southward, we're in the marginal risk outlook. Again, on that 1 to 5 scale, that is the lowest risk classification, means maybe 1 or 2 of these storms could bring some high wind, and that is something we've dealt with through the week. Not only wind, but be on the lookout for some lightning with these storms, and we should begin to see this all wrap up late Thursday into Friday. As far as the rain, we're no longer under a flash flood watch, so the threat of flash flooding has pretty much come to an end, but we could see some isolated rainfall amounts, maybe in the 1 to 2 inch range. FutureCast showing the highest likelihood of that will be up across the I-30 corridor, so can't rule out some isolated flash flooding, but it's not looking likely. And once we get through tomorrow, beautiful Friday and weekend setting up. Weekend mornings will be on the cool side, low 60s, and the afternoons will be pleasant and dry with afternoon highs in the mid 80s this weekend, and we're looking dry for much of next week. That's a look at your weather forecast. Let's send it back over to you.
All right, thanks, Josh. Turning to your medical headlines, tens of thousands of doctors and nurses have gotten sick from taking care of COVID-19 patients. That's according to a new report out by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Tuesday, the federal agency stated more than 62,000 healthcare professionals contracted the coronavirus in the U.S., up from 9,200 in mid-April. At least 291 healthcare workers have died from the virus. The CDC believes the current numbers are possibly an undercount because many of the reported cases do not state if the patient worked in healthcare. Meanwhile, while mosquitoes can transmit a variety of diseases, it doesn't seem COVID-19 is one of them. The World Health Organization says there's no evidence that coronavirus spreads through mosquito bites. COVID-19 is a respiratory virus that spreads mostly from person to person. It's usually through droplets released when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Well, coming up, a new streaming service went live today, plus retail giant Walmart is expanding their operations by moving into the resale business. We'll have more on that story after the break.
This is NBC6 News Local Midday Update.
And welcome back. Topping your consumer news, a new streaming service jam-packed with content officially launching today. Warner Media's HBO Max streaming service includes HBO titles like Game of Thrones and Westworld, as well as classic television like Friends and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The platform is also boasting original programming, including Love Life, starring Anna Kendrick, and Looney Tunes cartoons. The service is $15 per month, the same as the existing HBO Now service. Meanwhile, if you're a Spotify subscriber, your music collection can now be unlimited. Before now, users were capped at 10,000 tracks in their library. Once that limit was hit, Spotify fans would get a message that said the epic collection, there's no more room in your library, when they would have to remove songs or albums to make room for new music. Now music fans who use the streaming service can save songs and full albums to their heart's content. And the nation's largest retailer is getting into the resale business. Walmart announced today it is partnering up with the platform ThredUp to sell previously owned apparel along with other items. According to Walmart, as many as 750,000 items will go up online for sale as new or like new. Right now, the merchandise will only be sold on Walmart's website. The retailer states shoppers who buy the resold items will be able to return them at brick and mortar Walmart stores for free. Well, stay with us. We have your Wellness Wednesday tip of the week coming up next. But first, we're going to take a live look outside with our Louisiana Tower Cam. Josh will have one final check of the weather after the break.
This is NBC6 News Local Midday Update.
So welcome back. It's Wellness Wednesday, and summer is almost here, but it may look a little different this year. Licensed professional counselor Natasha Fields says it's important for parents with teenagers to start working on daily tasks. She shares more on how this will create structure now that they can apply later to their future.
Hi, my name is Natasha Fields, and I counsel. Young teens offer unique challenges during the summer months. Oftentimes, they are too old to go to daycare and too young to go to work. I found that setting daily intentions is a great tool to help your teen have the autonomy, boundaries, and structure they need to make it a great summer. Daily intentions are tasks that provide teens a roadmap for the day. They can be tailored to fit each family's values and each family's goals. One example is to have your teen identify and choose and complete a task for their body, mind, soul, spirit, future, their space, their loved ones each day and write whatever task they completed in their journal. This gives the parents and caretakers an opportunity to be informed of the tasks that the teens are choosing. And it also gives them an opportunity to add input when needed. I hope this tip helps you and your family have a great and intentional summer. My name is Natasha Fields. I counsel. I'm committed to ending the stigma of mental health care in our community, and I am dedicated to helping you become whole. I practice at Clint Davis Counseling and Integrative Wellness, and you can reach us at www.clintdaviscounseling.com. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
And a final check of your weather forecast. Again, we'll be dealing with some scattered showers across the northern Arklatex here as we continue through the afternoon. Could see some of that rain down towards Interstate 20 as well, but more likely we'll see rain across much of the region tomorrow. This will all wrap up on Friday, so it is setting up to be just a beautiful weather pattern Friday through the weekend. The comfortable and cool mornings will stick around, and looking at some warm afternoons as we'll be in the mid-80s Saturday and Sunday. That's a look at your forecast. Let's send it back over to you.
All right, thanks, Josh. And that's it for your local midday update. We'll see you back here at midday tomorrow. Have a good and safe day.
Meet courageous men and women who risk it all so you and your family can stay safe. Watch Salute the Badge tonight on NBC 6 News at 10.